Welcome to today's Seidokan Saturday. So, as we move from Shodan to Nidan, we've looked at doing things left-handed, but there's a second part that I wanted to address, and it has to do with maintaining the historical context, or the classical context, if you will, of our yakusoku, or our Seidokan Basic 11. But one of the things that, and it's a criticism you'll hear all across the karate world, and I have people say all the time, you hear them all the time, I can't see any reason to ever practice against a stepping punch because nobody ever attacks that way. Well, when I played basketball or football or pretty much any other thing, we would set up an offense, no defense on the floor at all. So that would be akin to me practicing alone, and we would do that slowly at first. So let's just take our Seidokan Basic 11, number 1, where the attack comes, we step to shikodachi, we do a block, and we do a punch. That would be me running my basketball or football offense, slow motion, handoff, run, couple of yards, come back, reset. Now, I'm going to speed that up. Still no defense. The offense running by itself, we speed it up. Now, we add a defense. But the defense isn't doing anything. They're just standing there so we can visually see relative positions. And I may set it up with a 3-man front and 5 back and 3 deep. Or I may, on basketball, I may set them up in a zone, a 2-2, a 1-2-2, or a 1-3-1 zone. Or I may set them up in a man-to-man position. And we're going to run the play, but the defense is just going to walk with us and not try to do anything and stop us. And again, we're going to start that slowly, but the defense is just kind of standing there. So we do the same thing in karate. It shouldn't be such a strange concept, but people have a hard time wrapping their minds around it. This way. So he's in his zuki, ready to go, and he's going to do his stepping punch. The punch in this situation is technically irrelevant. I'm not practicing against an attack. I'm simply placing somebody there who says, oh, I'd better move. So it's making me move, because if I don't, he'll hit me. But it's little else than that. Now, we could make the argument for, hey, why doesn't he just step and throw the haymaker slow motion? Okay, well, now we're getting into, in the basketball football analogy terms, token defense. He's doing the actual street style punch that I will be facing. So there is a progression to this, and there is a purpose to the stepping front punch. His movement in this situation is irrelevant other than it makes me move and gives me a target for my counter strike. That's the only purpose he's serving now. If I think of this as this is the actual attack, yeah, it's stupid because nobody does that. But it's not an actual attack any more than a guy standing here in front of me is an actual defensive player in basketball or football. Nothing. Now, they're going to do a token defense. So now, in that same corollary, he's going to throw the haymaker. And this is where we have to look at adjusting, if necessary, how do we do our basic 11. There's really hardly any difference except for one of them. And I'm just going to walk through them slowly. So this is the token defense. He's going to throw the haymaker. I do number 1. Now, it's up higher because a haymaker is usually coming at your head, but we've practiced the block for here. So that's a little adjustment. I may have to block with my arm a little higher, but I still want to do the same block, same punch, same target. Realizing when he does this, and I do this block, that hand is coming quickly. This is where, and I go way back in my videos of over 200, back in the early 40s, 20s, somewhere in there, I talked about what is the purpose of ippon kumite. Ippon means one step. The idea is not that he's just going to do one step and stop. The idea here is that I'm only going to allow him one step. So he may want to throw that second punch. Hey! I have to get here first. This punch should stop that punch. In fact, if he throws this punch hard, that block may stop that punch. Now, there's a second adaptation we can do here. I'll just leave it at number 1 for today, and we'll add on next time. Second adaptation is I come forward. Now I'm attacking the shoulder or the biceps and pressing back. And again, that changes his body angle, takes away the punch, and I follow in with my counter. So we're now taking basic 11, Seidokan number 1, YK1, Yakusoku 1, Ichiban, however you want to use, which terminology you use in your dojo. And I'm going from here, no, please don't hit me. And I can either go back, knowing that punch is coming and get there quicker, or, no, please don't punch me, forward, knowing that punch is coming, drive him and throw the punch. Okay? So that's one of the adaptations that we need to make in our basic 11. Let's go ahead and do number 2. Same concept. So without all the other explanation now, we're moving up from Ippon standard oizuki attack punch, which again is corollary to what? Just having a defense stand in place. He's just going to stand there. So, oh, he's just standing there not doing anything. Yeah, we practice sports the same way. He just stands there and does nothing while I run my offense. That's standard sport practice. So we do that for that standard sport practice. Now we're moving to token defense. Here's number 2. He comes in with a punch. No, don't hit me. Sidestep it. Ribs. Nothing really to change here other than my start position. Hey, don't hit me, to the attack. Number 3, same concept. Hey, no, don't hit me. I'm going to parry first to kind of allow myself to come around and get this hand and pull it through as we kick or front kick to the inside of the leg. So there's an adaptation for number 3. Number 4, pretty simple. No. I guide the hand off the side as I step forward, coming in, spear, or back urazuki punch. Number 5, no. Hey, forward and in. And again, for me, I like to hit into the brachial nerve, just past the elbow, medial to the shoulder, from here into the strike. Pretty simple. No, please don't hit me. He kicks, scoop, nothing really changes here. 7, hey, now I may have to catch this a little more. So instead of doing on oizuki, I have to make that adaptation and hook. Okay, now again, I'm not catching the punch. Yes, you can't catch a guy's punch, but I can hook it and bring it over. I can start my press up with the elbow or come under, and now number 7 stays pretty much the same. Number 8 is on the inside. Here's where we have to make a little change because of his foot. Do oizuki. Hey, on 8, from here, I'm kicking his leg out, which we've sort of turned into a leg hack, sotogake, right? But now with this punch, hey, and I come to the inside this way, I have a different leg, but I'm still going to kick it out. He's going to fall a little more awkwardly, so we have to be careful with that, and then we finish the same. So 8 changes a little bit, as does 9. No, hey! From here, again, I have to hook and pull it in. I'm not catching here, I'm hooking to pull it in, okay? Knee, step back, or knee, step forward. Again, because we're on the opposite foot and the haymaker type punch, but the technique after that doesn't change. 10, same thing. No, here. Taking him down, same, we can either walk it out or bend him over on himself. And then 11, Same thing. Takedown doesn't change. Okay? So all we've done, and we've done that kind of slowly, I'm not going to turn it all around for you and redo it because that'll get really long here. The idea now is, I don't ever start here. If this guy's aggressive and I'm standing with my hands down, I'm pretty dumb. Oh no, please don't hit. Now my hands have to go all the way from here to wherever his hands are. Even if his hands are down, I want mine somewhere between his hands. I want my hands between his hands and my body somewhere. I don't want him to have a clear path. So if I were drawing angles from his hands to my body here, I want my hands in that target line. So even if his hands are down, as soon as he starts blading or angling his body, I go, when his hands come up, so do mine. So I mirror the hands. This is also starting to teach us a little bit about defensive awareness against aggressive postures. When we see the bully, hey, what are you doing? And the minute he puts one foot forward and blades, or fakes like he's going to turn away and drops this hand, that's when we know something's coming. And you should develop a sense to feel that, but there are physical cues. He's standing here straight on talking to me, like, okay, he may be a butthead, but there's nothing really going to happen. But the minute he blades his body, I have to put my hands somewhere. The minute he brings his hands up, now I either go away or I prepare to take action based on whatever he does. Okay? Does that make sense? But the bottom line, the basic goal of this is to take our yakusoku from the oizuki, which is token defense standing still, to the even slow and controlled haymaker or stepping punch to the head of the standard bully attack, and adapt our techniques accordingly. That's another level. We don't do that for beginners because they're just learning how to move their body. His body is not relevant other than just as a general target. It's mostly about how do I move? Do I pivot back too far, or do I properly step into my stance? Do I step sideways the wrong way, or do I properly turn? I'm worried about my body movement. At this level now, we're looking at his body as well, the attacker's movement relative to ours, more so than ever before. That's it. Thanks for joining. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, call your mom, tell your friend a joke, share a meme, do all the good stuff. But as always, most importantly, let's keep practicing.